Nick Kiprios, Kelly Rudy, Elliot Friedman, and the Ducks do rally to win it by a score of 2-1 to advance to the Final Four against the Nashville Predators. The goaltender, John Gibson, got shelled in Game 6, and as we've seen, Kelly, throughout the playoffs, two-goal leads aren't safe, and you can't gauge what's happened in the past.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the questions coming into this game. How would he respond after getting pulled last game? And I think, to me, he answered the bell in the third period in particular. He only faced 8 Edmonton shots in that period, but to me, all of them were dangerous. And it started off early for the Oilers, and Gibson, I mean, the Ducks organization has to really feel happy for what he did here in this third period. I think they were still kind of wondering what kind of response they would get. But to me, Gibson really proved that he is a world-class goaltender. He's only 23, so we have to keep in mind there's going to be some highs and lows, but the ability to rebound after a bad game is a real quality.
You're talking about response. What kind of response you would see? I think we all wondered what the response would be from the Ducks if they fell behind, and they did. For the 5th consecutive Game 7 at home, they fell behind in the first 7 minutes of the game. And they didn't play a great first period, but from the second on, they took over. There's Cogliano tying it with Caggiula battling Kessler in front, and the winning goal will come out minutes later. Kessler does a great job there. The winning goal comes in the third period, and it's a great shot by Ritchie after Lucic has some trouble covering in the zone. You know, I think we all kind of sat here and figured if Edmonton got ahead, the Ducks might fold. And they showed that, you know what? I love what Ryan Getzlaf said to Scott Oak in the post-game interview. You trust the process. You do the things that you're supposed to do, and it's going to work out, and for Anaheim, it did.
Unfortunately, the offense in Game 6 didn't follow in Game 7. McDavid and Draisaitl held pointless in this game. Shots on goal were difficult for both of them. Give credit to Anaheim. Terrific, keeping a tight gap between two of the best players on Edmonton. I thought it was appropriate here. McDavid had the puck on his stick and for whatever reason decided not to shoot. Maybe that was the one time that maybe he should have, but rest assured, this guy is the MVP of the league. He's going to spend the summer. He's going to get stronger. Maybe this time next year he'll have a lot more confidence maybe to shoot that puck and maybe start scoring goals from 30 or 40 feet out. Maybe that's the one thing that maybe is still missing, but what an amazing season to a terrific hockey player.
And the team, you know, I feel a lot about Edmonton the same way I felt about Toronto. You'd look back at the beginning of the year and say, if this is the way you knew their seasons would go, you'd take it. But in the moment, Ron, it's painful.
Yeah, and Leon Draisaitl, obviously we've been talking a lot about, he reminds you of Mark Messier and the role he played for Wayne back in 1983 and 84 as everybody targeted 99. And I remember he went through the Islanders final in 83 without a goal. Then he didn't score in the first 3 games of the 84. And John Muckler said, don't worry about it, Wayne. When you do score, make it a big one. So Connor McDavid's kind of in that same spot. The leadership he showed. I know he was looking for Draisaitl on that play, and maybe he should have shot. But here again, after they get scored on, after the Ritchie goal, he goes right with his glove and starts to tell his guys, we're going. Follow me. And he went right out there, and he almost did score that goal. Chance. He had 3 great looks at it. So that's that. And then the other neat image is the Ducks image. It's the 32nd birthday for their captain, Ryan Getzlaf. But here's their dressing room. After Teemu Selanne retired, guess who's in the slot next to Perry and Getzlaf? It's Nick Ritchie. He sits right next to the captain, 21-year-old kid. So he was thrust into a big role this year when there was a suspension to Antoine Vermette. Sitting next to Getzlaf and getting on the ice with Getzlaf there at the tail end of the game, he scores the biggest goal from Orangeville, Ontario. So we started the night with Faces, the song Ooh La La. Wish I knew what I know now when I was younger. Wish I knew what I know now when I was stronger. That'll happen for Edmonton like it happened for Ritchie and the Ducks.